What is up, guys, and welcome back, finally, to F1 2016 Mobile Career Mode. Today, we have episode number, I think it's 82. I genuinely cannot remember. I think it's episode 82. And as you can see, we have round 12 at the Bahrain Grand Prix of Season 6. And I'm going to tell you what happened in the last episode, seeing as it was such a long time ago. Last episode was the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We had a safety car. We were leading the race for the whole thing. Screwed over by the AI, this usual story. And then, by some miracle, Nico Hülkenberg won the race for Force India. However, we still have a pretty healthy championship lead over my teammate Hamilton as he retired. So let's just look to continue doing some damage to his championship here today.
Welcome to Sakhir for the start of the Bahrain Grand Prix. We hope you're ready for an exciting evening's action.
Okay, so here we are on the grid at the Bahrain International Circuit, starting from P6 today. It was quite a disappointing lap in qualifying 3. I completely messed up the apex at turn 1 and I went a bit wide at turn 10 as well. The two main corners that seem to catch me out, I must say, on this circuit. So we've got my work cut out for this Grand Prix. Strategy-wise today, though, it's going to be a two-stop as usual in Bahrain. I feel more confident on that. Although I'm actually going to start on the soft tyre. So we're going to be a slightly harder compound tyre, so we can hopefully extend a bit longer and then be really quick in the final stages of the Grand Prix when we're going to have 2 stints on the super soft tyre as we're revving up to 5 red lights for round 12 at the Bahrain Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go, and that's quite a good start off the line. The reaction time wasn't particularly good, although it doesn't matter as we were gaining on Raikkonen quite rapidly in that first phase. Although now as we head down towards the first corner, I'm getting absolutely swarmed by the AI, cannoned off Jenson Button there. There's just not a lot of space being left, and I'm now down to P9, so we're hopefully going to try and get past the McLaren driver as we head through turn 3. It's going to be a drag race versus the McLaren. Honda looks like we are going to win out, braking early for turn 4. The AI always a bit unpredictable here on the first lap. We might be able to slide one up the inside of Nico Hülkenberg. Okay, maybe not quite, and the German driver then actually goes and overtakes Bottas. Lots of AI off the track here, coming back along. And Raikkonen's back onto the track and he's been spun by Jenson Button. Oh my word, it's just all kicking off here in Bahrain. It's a fantastic opening lap if you're viewing this race. I wouldn't say the same for me though. Well, now Hülkenberg and Button have both gone wide, and that's now going to give me a place in the top 5, although Verstappen closes the door there. I'm not going to push my luck too much on the opening lap. It's still a long way to go. Hülkenberg, though, trying to re-challenge as we head into turn 11. I go round the outside. Verstappen goes wide, and now I'm up into the top 4. Of course, I have forgotten, actually. It's been such a long time since I've raced at this track. I've actually forgotten that the AI are quite bugged at some of the corners, notably the final corner as well. Vettel and Ricciardo both running wide at the end of lap 2, and I'm up into second place. Although the gap to Hamilton is massive, it's nearly 5 seconds. I've gone wide through turn 1 though, as we watched this time lapse, and you can see in the mirror Sebastian Vettel might actually try and have a look up the inside in turn 4, the German driver, although I just about brake later and hold the outside line as we now cut to the end of lap 6. And I'm pitting, so not a lot else happened on that first stint. As you can see, we are now going to be fitting the super soft tyres, although we've got the pit lane glitch striking again. Look how long I'm being in the pit lane for, 44 seconds. I'm now being brought out behind a Toro Rosso, so I don't know what's happened here, and this bit's annoying as well because I could have been probably well ahead of Sainz and caught up to him, but never mind. It's just, I guess, the old outdated coding of this game. I have now caught up to Sainz and Bottas. Sainz is on the medium tyres. He's going to be a lot slower than me. We're going to try Fernando Alonso 2023 up the inside. Little bit of contact made, but we do get the double overtake. And I've now got DRS on Sergio Perez, the Mexican driver, going defensive. Then I decide to switch to the inside, brake early because I'm predicting Perez will run wide. He does, and now P7 is mine in the Bahrain Grand Prix. Look at that, nearly 7/10 of a second quicker in the middle sector alone, and that's with making those overtakes. So it looks like we've got some really good pace here. Look at the way we're just really reeling in this Red Bull. Verstappen got no response to my pace, nearly 1.3 seconds quicker alone in the first sector, but he completely parks it on the apex of turn 8. So I have no choice but to run into the back of him now. I wasn't expecting him quite to do that. We're going to go for the same move again on the inside. Fractional bit of contact made. Thankfully nobody gets a warning for it this time. Verstappen stays ahead. I'll have DRS. Again, anticipating that the Dutch driver is going to run wide at the end of turn 11. Braking early. He does. And that's going to give me P6. Yes, it is. He didn't run wide quite as badly as I was expecting. However, it's still going to be enough for me to go through and keep the position ahead of the Red Bull driver. Next, 4.6 seconds gap to his teammate Daniel Ricciardo, who on lap 9, we're really flying up to the back of him. Look at the overspeed. We're going to go around the outside. In fact, we're going to even be ahead before we get to the brake zone here at turn 8. So I've run a little bit wide on the exit curb there. Ricciardo might be looking to challenge to head through turn 9 towards turn 10. I've gone a little bit deep there myself. Nico Hülkenberg is next up. He's P3. He started 9th, so the Force India driver in the running for a second successive podium. Obviously after taking that stunning win in Abu Dhabi. I've completely understeered off. I've run into the back of him. He's completely distracted me. Ricciardo's flown back through. I don't know what on earth's happened there. I don't know if I was a bit hesitant to go for the move again, but I ended up bouncing off the inside curb and then running wide myself. So in all of that, I've lost nearly 2 seconds to Ricciardo, which is not ideal. So I'm now going to have to do it all again. So yeah, the Australian driver is really going to benefit from that. Although he runs wide at the final corner, as does Sebastian Vettel. This could be another overtake for me. DRS open on the pit straight. You can see we're slowly gaining on Vettel. We're going to pull alongside Vettel, passing Vettel up into second place at the first corner. I do love those moves with DRS actually. Up the inside at turn 1. It's so satisfying. And this time Vettel isn't going to be able to challenge on the exit, and we're going to pull away. And we certainly have done by the end of lap 10. I'm on target for a personal best lap time, although I am going to make my second scheduled pit stop. So Hamilton's there, although I've still got to make up a pit stop's length to catch him. You can see that was a fastest lap, even as I was pitting. I don't know if you noticed, I did just about flash up just as I was gonna pull into the pits there. Thankfully no pit stop glitch this time, only 26 seconds. Well, I have still come out in P11, so with only 4 laps left of this race to go, I've got my work cut out there. Although we have got the pace, as even on worn tyres I was still setting the fastest lap. Sainz goes wide. That gives me 1 point in this Grand Prix. Romain Grosjean's now going to go into the pit lane along with some other drivers, and that's going to promote me into P7. Nearly 6/10 up in the first sector on lap 12. We're gaining on Valtteri Bottas now. We're going to switch to the inside this time at turn 8. Nicely done on the brakes, threading the car up the inside. Job done. Back into P6 where we started. Next up, Kimi Raikkonen, the Finnish driver, goes a little bit wide at turn 11. As expected, I'm going to cruise through into the top 5. So we are making nice progress. We're still on target to get some great points. I've set another fastest lap. I went 9/10 quicker at 1:30.1, but now I've hit Ricciardo again and got a penalty. I don't believe this. Why are the AI just parking it on the apex at turn 8? They're pretty much, it's like a brake check. It literally is like a brake check. There's nothing I can do because I'm just using my lawnmower line. I'm following, but even so, they're just slamming on the brakes. Why are they doing that? Ricciardo has now run wide, promoting me into P4. But nevertheless, it's only 2 seconds. I'm probably about 2 seconds of him already because of that. But my tyres are now really starting to go off. The super soft tyres don't last very long at all on this track. It's very much a tyre wear based circuit. That's why I always prefer to do a 2-stop, as we are now catching up to some shenanigans with lap cars. There's Hülkenberg and Vettel here. Marcus Ericsson in the way. He's the first car I'm going to lap in this Grand Prix, although I'm going to get DRS as well as Hülkenberg, and the Force India just flies back through. Maybe I'm lacking a bit of top end straight line speed here, but that's because I went for a relatively balanced setup. Although Hülkenberg brakes early for turn 1, I might go round the outside, but again I've oversteered, gone off the circuit, And that could be that, potentially, with my penalty being applied. I may not even be able to feature on the podium here in this Grand Prix, which is very disappointing, considering how strong my pace usually is at this place. I would have hopefully expected to win, so this is going to be a slam dunk for Lewis Hamilton, although I'm now going all or nothing on the final lap, up the inside of turn 8. The elbows are coming out, the gloves are coming off, tyre wear kicking in as we head through turn 9, and a bounce off the inside curb and completely messed up turn 10. That's not what we needed. Hulkenberg sailed back through, although he went a bit wide himself, but nonetheless I'll have DRS. I'm hoping Hulkenberg can run wide here. The same with Vettel. I might not be able to overtake the Ferrari driver. Hulkenberg goes wide. Here we come on Sebastian Vettel. It looks like the Ferrari is going to be a fairly safe bet for second place now in this race, although as we head through turn number 13, look at that, 3 seconds slower in the middle sector. The tyres are really dropping off a cliff really rapidly. It's not what you want to see. What something else isn't what you don't want to see is my teammate winning the race. Hamilton takes the Bahrain Grand Prix. Vettel goes wide. I'm going to just get past him up into second place on the road. Although, is it going to be P2? No, I slightly lifted off because I thought the DRS line was actually the finish. So that's my bad. And it's P4. And ironically, that mistake right at the end probably cost me a podium because the gap to Hulkenberg was less than a tenth. Super. So I lost 3 points just because I thought the finish line was in the wrong place. There's the results from Bahrain. Hamilton wins by 12 seconds. Vettel gets P2. Hulkenberg back-to-back podiums for Force India. That deserves a round of applause. I only recovered to P4. Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Sainz all in the points. Verstappen is up there as well. There's a pretty good recovery from the Iceman, to be fair, considering he was spun round back on the opening lap. Kvyat gets the final points, and Valtteri Bottas for Williams, P8. He finally scores some points. It's taken him 12 races. He was last in the standings coming into this one, and now that means every driver has scored some points during this season. Our gap's been nearly halved in this race. We're only 15 points clear of Hamilton now. As we head to the next race in Shanghai, that's a good track for the AI, so we really needed a result here today, especially as we didn't end up winning in Abu Dhabi and we didn't get it. So now the pressure is back on me because I cannot afford to keep slipping up like this. In the constructors, well, we're well clear of everybody else. I think we'll probably have that wrapped up in a couple of races. And yeah, that's the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram or join my Discord server. Both links are in the description below. Hopefully it won't be such a lengthy break between the next episode. I'll see you all then. Goodbye.